The ASEAN Power Grid has long been seen as one of Southeast Asia's biggest clean energy opportunities. But after years of discussion, the pressure is now on to turn that vision into real infrastructure. That includes cross-border power lines, stronger national grids, and rules that allow renewable electricity to move across the region. CNA's Elakeyaa Selvaraji is at the Ecosperity Week at Marina Bay Sands to explore what it takes to finally make the ASEAN Power Grid investable.
The big question is no longer whether Southeast Asia needs the ASEAN Power Grid, but how quickly countries can turn that vision into bankable projects. Scott Morris from the Asian Development Bank says that the opportunity is stronger now because countries are increasingly seeing regional cooperation as central to long-term energy security. But he says political commitment is still key.
There's a reason that this hadn't historically moved from vision to reality. Political commitment is critical, and again, I think in the current moment, we've never seen a better opportunity in terms of these countries understanding that their long-term energy security is a matter of mutual dependence within the region, because the political commitment will drive action on what are some fundamental technical, regulatory, legal barriers that need to be resolved across these countries.
The next test is if that momentum can translate into projects investors are willing to back. But for private capital to come in at scale, Catherine McKenna from Climate and Nature Solutions says the conditions must be clearer, from regulations and legal frameworks to how projects are prepared and structured.
It could be, different governments, different levels of governments, utilities. But the reality is we don't have a choice. We're now in the era of electricity. We need our grids to be working. We need even more power than we needed before when you look at AI and other demands. Plus, we want to electrify everything. So that has to be job one for governments working with the private sector to leverage capital and get the investments needed, because it's actually about powering people's lives, it's powering businesses, and it's the way we are going to be able to get to a sustainable future.
The message is clear. Southeast Asia's climate ambition is real. But that alone will not cut emissions, unlock capital, or build the infrastructure that the region urgently needs. The real test now is execution, turning pledges into projects, policy into certainty, and cooperation into real cross-border systems. And because the clean energy transition will not be measured by targets on paper, but by what gets financed, built, and delivered on the ground. As Ecosperity Week wraps up, the hope is these conversations do not end here, but help drive the harder work ahead in the fight against climate change.